Hello everyone, welcome back to another new video. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the top 5 best mirrorless cameras that are available on the market. I made this list based on my personal research and I try to list them based on price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see more information and the updated price, you can check out the description below, and also make sure subscribe for more reviews. Okay, so let's get started with the video. Starting at number 5, we have the Nikon Z6. We love the Nikon Z6. Some might see it as a poor relation to the more expensive 45.7 megapixel Nikon Z7, but the Z6 has the same amazing build quality, in-body stabilization and controls, and it's far more versatile. The Z6 has a wider ISO range, full frame, no crop, 4K video and an even faster 12 fps continuous shooting frame rate. Nikon claims up to 5 stops of shake compensation from the in-body image stabilization system, while the build quality is superb, with a magnesium alloy body and extensive weather sealing, and a 200,000 shot shutter life. When you factor in its more affordable price tag, we think the Z6 is the best mirrorless camera you can buy right now. The native Z mount lens range is steadily increasing, but you can use any current Nikon DSLR lens right now via Nikon's FTZ lens adapter. Check out the description for more information about this product and latest price. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Fujifilm X-T3. Okay, we'd have loved a bigger buffer depth for its burst mode, and in-body stabilization would have been good. But, at this price and with this functionality, the X-T3 is a fantastic option for enthusiasts and pros alike. First, you get a superb 26.1 MP sensor for faster focusing, improved subject tracking and increased autofocus sensitivity down to 3 EV. Second, the X-T3 can capture 10-bit 4K video at up to 60p with 4:2:0 color sampling, which is exceptional for a stills video crossover camera. One of the best things about the camera for us is that it feels like you're shooting on an old-school DSLR with all the benefits of cutting-edge camera technology. At number 3, we have the Sony A6000. It may have been launched way back in 2014, and upstaged by the Sony A6500 and Sony A6400 since then, but the much cheaper Sony A6000 represents an excellent entry point into the world of mirrorless photography. With a very capable autofocus system that blends 179 phase detect AF points and 25 contrast detect points, together with 11 fps burst shooting with focus tracking, the camera is a particularly good option for anyone shooting action. Although the 24 MP APS-C sensor, high-resolution OLED viewfinder, tilting LCD screen and both Wi-Fi and NFC means that it holds masses of appeal for those shooting in other genres. Its age doesn't hurt its performance, but it's knocked its price right down to rock bottom. At number 2, we have the Fujifilm GFX50R. The GFX50R is like a rangefinder-style version of the Fujifilm GFX50's medium format camera. With a sensor 67% larger even than full frame, the GFX50R's 51.4 million pixels have room to breathe and produce not just super high resolution, but superb dynamic range and noise control too. Compared to a full frame or smaller mirrorless camera, the GFX50R is a bit of a lump to use, but many will appreciate the way it slows down your photography and will definitely love the depth and quality of this camera's images. The GFX50R is the cheapest medium-format digital camera to date, and not that much more than a top mirrorless full-frame camera. With the GFX50R has essentially released a cheaper rangefinder version of its GFX50's medium-format camera. The difference is physical rather than technical, and the GFX50R is aimed at a different style of photography. It's much slimmer than the GFX50's, for a start, though wider, interestingly. The grip is smaller, so it's better suited to use with Fujifilm's smaller prime lenses. That's in keeping with its rangefinder camera style, where the electronic viewfinder is moved to a rear corner rather than being mounted on the camera's optical axis. The viewfinder magnification is slightly smaller than the one on the 50s, but you probably won't notice. With the 50S you can remove the viewfinder and replace it with an angled finder, but not here. Other differences in the GFX50R are the lack of a top-mounted status display and a rear screen that only tilts up and down, not side to side. And finally at number 1, we have the Sony A7R III. On paper, the Sony A7R III looks all but unbeatable. It's barely larger than an old-fashioned film SLR and way more compact than current DSLRs, and yet it packs in a superbly sharp 42.4 megapixel full-frame sensor. In the past you had to choose between resolution and continuous shooting speed in a pro camera, but the A7R III turns this on its head by offering both. To top it off, it has excellent 4K video capture, in-body image stabilization and is backed up by a steadily growing range of consumer-level and premium-quality G-Master lenses. Our only criticism is that the body is just that little bit too small for a lot of external controls, and bigger lenses leave it feeling front-heavy. Some might be disappointed that the A7R III's sensor resolution is unchanged from the A7R II's at 42.4 million pixels, but this sensor is capable of outstanding quality and the improvements to the continuous shooting speeds are much more important, because the new model can top out at an amazing 10 frames per second at full resolution. Not only that, it can sustain this for up to 76 compressed RAW files. This drops to 28 shots for uncompressed RAW files, but we suspect any difference in quality is unlikely to be worth the drop in buffer capacity. Frame rates grab the headlines, but without the buffer capacity to go with them they mean very little. If the A7R III had the buffer capacity of a typical non-professional camera, it would grind to a halt after a burst of just a couple of seconds. Instead, it can keep going for more than 7 seconds, and that's a big difference for a professional sports photographer. This camera has another trick, a completely silent mode which will allow photographers to shoot in situations where the machine gun clatter of a regular DSLR would be banned. Thanks you for watching guys. I hope you liked this video. If this video is helpful to you, please make sure like, comment and subscribe. If you have any question related to this product, you can leave a comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as possible.